The path is often described as a journey of accumulating merit and wisdom, ultimately ripening into the Buddha's form body and truth body. Could you speak more about how this dynamic unfolds, both in practice and in realization? What does it mean to acquire the Buddha's form body and truth body?
Dynamic unfold. Yeah, thing is that this could be a very conceptual, but it's very important to have a conceptual understanding. Then also how it unfolds in our own practice. So in other words, more experiential, the practical application of this conceptual understanding of the Buddhist, you can say, ideas and theories. As you know, in Mahayana, we often talk or speak of these two things, two accumulations. What are they? Merit and wisdom, which ripens into two aspects. I would say the two aspects of the all awakened body. Usually kaya translated as a body, but it's not just a body, body, physical body, more like a dimensions or aspect of the fully awakened body, namely the form body, rupakaya, and sometimes translated the truth body, dharmakaya, or I would say the Buddha mind, actually non-conceptual realization of emptiness. So these are not the abstract concept, in fact, but the natural fruition of our path when we actualized, when we acquired these two things. I said acquired, but in fact, it's more like unveiled and also acquired both together. So let's start with the merit accumulation of the positive, expansive energy, I would say. Cultivation of positive, expansive energy called merit. How we can accumulate that, well, through virtuous actions, devotions, compassion, and skillful means. It's like preparing the ground, creating conditions for awakening to unfold, you can say. When it's perfected, it gives rise to the form body of a Buddha, the Nirvana Kaya, or the emanation body, which appears in the world to benefit all beings. Like, in order to benefit the being, we need a form body. And the Sambhogakaya, the enjoyment body, which is experienced by advanced bodhisattvas. These are the Buddha's compassionate manifestations that can actually be seen, heard, and felt. That's the merit side. So now you know very well. So the merit or positive potential, I would say positive expansive energies. So cultivating that through these skillful means, then we prepare fertile ground for awakening to unfold. On the other hand, the wisdom, cultivation of wisdom as the two wings of a bird. So wisdom refers to the direct non-conceptual realization of emptiness, seeing reality as it is, like removing a Cadillac. We all had a Cadillac, inborn or innate Cadillac, and also acquired Cadillac. So beyond the projections and dualistic graspings, this deep realization culminates in the Dharmakaya, so-called, the truth body, or the Buddha mind, which is the formless, all-pervasive nature of the Buddha's mind, utterly free, spacious, and non-dual. So it's not the thing, but the unconditioned essence of awareness itself. In other words, essence of who and what we truly are. Those two aspects, two dimensions of the Buddha, awakened one, called those two bodies. That's a kind of conceptual understanding we already have. In our own practice, we can constantly working on both. We have to work both aspects. Right? When we engage in, for example, generosity, devotion, ritual, even today's session like this, with bodhicitta, we accumulate positive potentials called merit. Especially when infused with wisdom, it becomes powerful. When we engage in meditation on emptiness, Mahamudra or Dzogchen, and we cultivate the wisdom. These two, merit and wisdom, are like the, as you know, the two wings of a bird. One alone cannot carry us to the awakening shore. What does it mean to acquire the Buddha's form body and Buddha mind, truth body? It's not that we suddenly get the divine body or the transcendent body, transcendent into somewhere, Pure Land or some other realms. Rather, it means that our own beings becomes completely purified of obscurations, purified of obscurations, and fully expresses its embodies potential, enlightened potentials. So, in other words, the Dharmakaya is already present in each of us, because that's who we are, that's the essence. It's our own mind's true nature we have. So that's each of us, who we are, but obscured. It's hidden. Therefore, we have a practice. So through practice, that nature is unveiled, slowly unveiled. Simultaneously, our capacity to manifest in the world for the benefit of others in any form necessarily, naturally unfold. So unveiling and also kind of manifesting. So that's the form body. So those two aspects, you know what I mean? For example, the Buddha translated into Tibetan called Sangye. San means purified. Ge means expansion, manifestation. San means purifying this obscuration, complete purification of our obscuration, no stain left whatsoever. That's one aspect of the definition, you can say, of the Buddha. And then Ge means expansion or the full manifestation of what's possible, this potential, awakened potential. So those two things, even that word, the Buddha itself contained those two aspects. Then how we can bring that down to our own lives? Every time we show up for others with compassion, every time we meditate and rest in awareness, every time we let go of ego clinging, we are cultivating the very seed of the Buddha's body and mind. So this path is not something conceptual, out to distance goal, but a living process of becoming fully human. I call it fully human and fully awake, both fully responsive to the suffering of the world. Yeah, so that's the kind of how we can apply. We are already cultivating those two aspects through living a life with right motivation. In terms of general Mahayana and Vajrayana, of course, general Mahayana refers to the Paramitayana, perfection path. We talk about the cultivation of those two, and Tantrayana also cultivation of those two. Just want to mention a little bit of difference in terms of this process. In sadhana practice, tantric practice, we all practice, right? This is a practice from the moment of dissolving into emptiness at the beginning, or the middle and the end. We always do that, dissolution into emptiness. Ordinary appearance and ordinary identity dissolve into emptiness through the recognition that all forms, sound, and thought are play of mind nature. So that's we are already cultivating this wisdom aspect, Buddha mind. Then when we practice correctly, merit and wisdom are not sequential. I'm talking about sadhana practice. First, we practice skillful means. Then, in the end, wisdom. Not like that. We try to practice simultaneously. So every offering is made within the context of the emptiness. Even the translation of the sadhana part, sometimes they call from the emptiness, I arise as a Idan deity. Instead of that, within the emptiness or within the state of emptiness, I arise as a Idan deity, form body. This is important. Every emptiness recognition is suffused with compassion and dedication. That we arise as a Idan deity, as a compassionate manifestation in this world. So this is the Vajrayana's unique, speedy path. Each moment of practice generates the complete path, those two dimensions of the Buddha body. So that's important.